What's going on, everybody? Of course, my name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, of course, another Blitz News Update. And today we are going to, of course, discuss some more lovely E3 news. I just discussed LEGO Dimensions. If you haven't checked out that video, definitely go check it out. We got a new trailer for Portal, which was really cool. Just a ton of fun. That in mind, of course, once again, if you guys enjoyed this Blitz News Update and if you enjoy this format and everything, please smack that like button. And you know what we're discussing because you can see it right to the left of me here. You can, of course, see the fact that we will indeed be talking LEGO Marvel's Avengers. We now know that it is indeed existent, I guess. I mean, we knew from the trailer and such, and we knew from the fact that they announced it, but now we got actual gameplay. You guys will see the B-roll rolling while I'm talking about it. This is all going to be gameplay from the first Avengers film. That's all we saw so far. I expect that we may see some more stuff during E3, but I also expect that during Comic-Con is when we're going to get a big reveal. I think that that's when they're going to show a lot of the characters, and I think that that's when it's going to get really exciting. So, that being said, we have lots and lots to discuss, so let us begin. So, of course, first and foremost, the first question is, hey, Blitz, one thing that I get asked often is, about this game specifically, is does this mean that this is only going to be focused on the Marvel movies? Yes and no. And what I mean by that is that, yes, the main storyline and the main missions will be recreations of the films, and they will actually be utilizing actual voiceovers from the film and actual dialogue from the film, which is really cool, kind of like what they did with LEGO Jurassic World and the LEGO Jurassic Park and all those games where they took from the movies audio and then kind of mashed it into their game and had, of course, characters, LEGO characters reenacting those scenes, which is really cool. I think that's a very smart way to go about things, to kind of get that authentic-like experience, which is nifty. And then, of course, they'll add probably visually some of those LEGO humor and fun and charm that will be a lot more exciting. But additionally to that, during this very gameplay showcase, which was, I believe this was during the Twitch stream, Arthur Parsons, who's an awesome guy, of course, he discussed specifically that they are also looking at things, what can they do outside of the actual films? And when he said that, to me, it kind of went like ring, you know, ring-a-ding-a-ding, that there is going to be components outside of the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that during the Hub Worlds, I think there's, I'm not going to say it's 100% guaranteed, but I'm almost certain that we will get like a comic book version of Spider-Man, and we will get a comic book version of Iron Man, and so on and so forth. I just would be kind of shocked if they only stuck to the cinematic universe. I mean, maybe that is something that you guys would prefer, but for me, I would prefer to have a little bit of both. Have the main story focus on the cinematic universe, I'm great with that, but then also let me play with some of those different characters from the comics that maybe I prefer over the cinematic Marvel Universe versions. Now, additionally to that, let's move on to discuss some other elements, and that is on the gameplay side and some of the things that they're making in terms of technical improvements. I think the game looks exceptionally cool. I think that there are really cool upgrades that they've made. You can see the character models look a little bit more composed and such, and I honestly can't wait till we get to the day when they say, okay, LEGO games are now only coming out to the PS4 and Xbox One and PC, let's say. And I know some people will be upset about that, and some people will say, well, no, you can't do that because I want to play it on my Wii U and I want to play it on my Xbox 360. And I get that, but I also think that it would be incredible to see what that team could do if they were told, here you go, just make it as optimized as possible, because I think that they are getting better and better with their art style and their design, and I just would love to see like a fully optimized version. Don't get me wrong, this though does look pretty awesome. Of course, a lot of the footage itself actually recreates only scenes from Avengers, so we see like a little bit of a showdown between Loki and Thor. We also do see Hulk at some point. We see Captain America, Black Widow, and I think it was Hawkeye, actually fighting the Chitauri soldiers down on the ground. It just looks really neat. It's a really nice recreation. We also see bits and pieces of New York in different shots and such, which I really like that as well, because it kind of gives you a feel of what did they do to the New York that we saw in LEGO Marvel superheroes? Did they change it at all? And it looks like they did. Like the buildings look like they have a much better render, like the actual lighting on them and such, which I really liked, because again, if you can make that world feel more real, that would be great. I mean, again, real in a LEGO sense, which obviously would make it still fictional, but I hope you know what I mean. Now, in terms of gameplay, let's discuss that, because there's going to be some changes coming to the actual gameplay. So there's going to be something new called the new team-up combat system, which will be called the Avengers Initiative moves. And what they will be able to do is basically, it's kind of like an ultimate move, almost like the one thing that it reminded me of, if you remember Batman Arkham Knight, if you remember it, it's not out yet, but if you remember the last few things that they showed for Arkham Knight, they showed that you're going to be able to do these kind of like finishing moves where like you'll be able to bounce into Robin and like do all these cool things. Well, this is kind of a similar idea. When you team up two characters, certain characters together, they will have a cool kind of finishing maneuver, a really cool combo. So in this case, they revealed that, for example, Black Widow and Hawkeye are going to have a move, and then Hulk and Iron Man are going to have a move, which is really cool. So I think that's a step in the right direction, because that gives you an additional kind of thing to mess around with, which I really like. So I'm absolutely stoked about that. On top of that, as if all that wasn't enough, they also mentioned that they're going to be introducing another thing, which is going to allow to have basically a new special move for each one of the characters. Every single character will have a power bar that you will be able to charge up, and when it's fully charged, you will be able to kind of like unleash an ultimate combo special move, which is cool, because again, I think that's a really, really cool gameplay mechanic that they're like, hey, listen, we know that these are superheroes, and superheroes do cool things. So what we did is that we're going to give you this combo meter that you need to charge up, or this special meter, and once you charge it up, you can do this really, really nifty move. And I think that's an excellent idea, because it kind of makes it like you're always going to work towards it. You're like, okay, am I going to use it now? Am I going to use it now? And then you're like, okay, I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed here. Boom, you go to that move and you execute it. So I'm absolutely stoked about that and can't wait to try it out, especially in the setting of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They also showcase some of the gameplay, like you're going to be able to fly the Quinjet around the Avengers Tower to kind of have a similar mission to something like where, if you've played Lego Batman 3, they had those flying missions, you know, where you flew with the bat ship all around and you would blow stuff up, kind of almost like Resogun or a side-scrolling shooter, shoot 'em up game. Same kind of idea here. Great, more gameplay diversity, and I think that this all slowly but surely, you kind of realize like, whoa, dude, they're doing a lot to this game, because I think a lot of people were like, what, another Marvel game and it's going to be only focused on Avengers? I think the things they're showing, they're really, really cool, because it's kind of implementing and taking almost like kind of the best bits and pieces of the last few games that they've made, and then they're throwing it all together into a blender, and then they're like, hey, let's add some more flavors, and then you just have this absolutely awesome drink at the end of it. Now, that was a pretty interesting metaphor. On top of that, the other thing that they showed in terms of gameplay and such, we see some different stuff, like with Black Widow, who's going to have this really cool ability where she's going to be interacting with like this kind of spy-like mechanic, which is pretty cool. They will also mention, they specifically mentioned stuff like the fact that each character, depending on which iteration it is, will have different moves. And what does that mean? Well, if you know about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know that, for example, there's been 3 Iron Man films, and Iron Man has appeared in 2 Avengers movies. So therefore, those are different versions of Iron Man. Well, guess what? Those different versions are going to play differently, and they're going to have different moves. Same thing goes for Captain America. Captain America the First Avenger is going to be different to Captain America the Winter Soldier, and that's going to be different to Captain America in both Avengers films. And I think that's an excellent decision for them to make, because if you're going to have an overlap of a character to this extent, like where you're going to be able to say, hey, we are giving you 4 versions of Captain America, if that's what they end up giving us, then it's really good if they say, yeah, we're giving you 4 versions, and they're all going to have certain things that will make them different and play different. I think that's a great idea, because again, it kind of incentivizes you to try all the different characters and makes you just feel like you're getting a bit more value, because it's not just a reskinned version of the same character. So I am absolutely on board with that. So with that in mind, that is all in all. He kind of let slip, also Arthur, I'm not sure if he meant to do it, but he also slipped a little bit, kind of saying that Quicksilver's in the game, so that's kind of a new character confirmed in the game. We didn't see him or anything, but he is in it, so that's cool. It's kind of obvious that he would be, though, because of course he was in Avengers Age of Ultron, so it makes sense that he will appear here. Overall, I'm excited. I think that this is a step in the right direction. I can't wait to see more stuff revealed for this. Of course, the stuff we saw was only focused on Avengers. I want to see some more stuff for the individual films, because I'm really intrigued to see how they pull that off. Like, if I'm playing, let's say, Captain America the Winter Soldier, obviously Iron Man wasn't there, Hulk wasn't there. How are they going to get around that? Like, are they going to let us play as Black Widow? And are they going to let us play as Hawkeye maybe, even though he wasn't there? Like, which characters are we going to be focused on when we go to these solo films, and which ones will be chosen? So I'm super duper stoked about that. Let me know what you guys think of Lego Marvel's Avengers. I'm super duper hyped, and I cannot wait to try it out. As always, smack that like button, guys. That's what I meant to say. As you can see, it's been a really long day. I'm literally recording this at 1:15 a.m. Wow. Yeah, I should probably go to bed, but I need to edit this after. So nonetheless, guys, as always, no excuses. You guys are absolutely awesome. I love you all. Blitz News is down and out for this particular video, and as always, I will indeed catch you guys next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye bye, everyone.